Oh. Hey, it's James. Yeah, so I'm driving. Just starting my ride to my house. Probably should have just used my turn signal back there. Let's hope I don't get pulled over. Yeah, so I got off work. It's 4:34 in the morning right now. Using my turn signal now. Look at me now. Oh, there's a car coming. Or no, they're parked. There's a car parked up here. That's suspicious. Or maybe... No, never mind. That's not even a car. It's just a business. This is a gas station, I think. What the... No, it's someone's driveway. It's a driveway of someone's house in town. They have little, like, poles in their driveway that have lights in them or whatever. Little light poles or something. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Okay, now I'm driving down this main street. I'm driving down this main strip now, so maybe you can see me, maybe not. Yeah, I had a good day. My birthday was cool. It was a good day. I went home. I drove home last night. That was a long drive. Just put it to you this way. I'm not gonna make that drive again tonight. I'm gonna stay in another place, sort of close to town where I work. It's the hard part about living in the middle of nowhere, like I talked about in the last video, podcast, whatever. I haven't made this into a podcast yet. This is all just a YouTube thing. But eventually, I probably will turn this into like a talk radio thing. I don't know. Like I've been told by a couple people that I have a good voice to do radio, talk radio, whatever, advertisements, anything. Like, you know, I should just be on the radio. And I'd love to do that, but I don't know how much money you could make doing that, but I know like Ryan Seacrest, he does talk radio now. He has his own radio station. He's on the radio now. Has his own little thing going on. He's popular. He's making a lot of money. He's set for the rest of his life. But yeah, that's where I want to be eventually in life, where I want to be able to like buy my own house and then like buy my parents a nice place to live, you know, somewhere, and just whatever they want. Turn off my AC. It's cold in here. It's 61 degrees Fahrenheit right now outside. I say Fahrenheit because I don't know if other people from other countries are listening to this or not. So, driving by my work right now, past the road. But yeah, so basically after work, I don't know what I was talking about earlier. I get sidetracked a lot. So just bear with me. Try and pay attention. What's the speed limit? I just turned 65. So I'll go 65. I don't speed no more. I don't speed ever no more. Like I used to when I was younger, but then I got in trouble enough times that it's like I don't want to speed anymore. Oh, my turn. Hopefully nobody follows me out here. Hopefully, there's no deer. This road is really bumpy right now. It's a gravel road. It's minimum maintenance. There's a minimum maintenance sign posted. And it says minimum maintenance, travel at your own risk. So, I've been down this road numerous times and I've never had any problems. Except one time a battery died out here. I left my truck turned on. And the battery died. And I woke up and tried to start my truck and all I hear is click, 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 click. And I'm like, oh. So I had to call my supervisor at work and tell him that, yeah, my battery's dead, like I'm way out of town on this weird road. And no, I didn't even call him. I ended up walking to work that day, or I walked into town. And from where I was like 4 miles probably. Like 3-4 miles. Crossing over this bridge. Alright, there we go. There's like a little wooden bridge out here too. It's nice. I've seen some people fish out here. They have a little youth recreational hunting thing out here. It's kind of cool. Forgot what I was talking about again, but yeah. Find a place to park here. I think I passed it. Yep, that's it there. Oh. It's like, don't worry, I was just opening up my center console because I have some pop cans in here that were rattling. Okay, I guess I'll park like. Oof. That's kind of scary. I don't know if I should park like this. Hang on. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to drive forward. Or 4-wheel drive this thing. It's like a ditch approach thing. Man, this has gotten bad. Let's see. I don't really know if I should leave my truck in 4-wheel drive and park and shut off my truck. Oh, let's put it in neutral. Yeah. Okay, so it dug forward a little bit. Whatever, that's fine. Am I even recording? Okay, cool, I'm recording. Anyway, I guess I suppose I could just shut off my truck. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so what I did for my birthday, let's talk about that. My birthday was yesterday, I guess. August 6th. Turned 23. Wow. Yeah, sorry, I'm very boring right now. But what I did for my birthday, I went home last night. As you remember from the last video, I told you about that. I was driving home in the last video. And so I stayed at home last night, got home, went to bed probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And woke up about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Woke up for a little bit. My mom made me a pineapple upside down cake. If you don't know what that is, Google it. It's delicious. It is so good. And you should definitely make one. Pineapple upside down cake. Delicious. I was debating on like bringing something to work today for the people I work with because it's my birthday or whatever, you know. Maybe I bake a cake and like bring a cake to work, or maybe I make some brownies and bring some brownies to work, or maybe I make some cupcakes and bring some cupcakes to work, or maybe I'll make some cookies and bring some cookies to work. I don't know, but I didn't really plan anything out, so I just didn't bring anything to work today. Maybe eventually I will. I'll just be like, oh, I just made these for my birthday, like a month ago. That's how bad I am at procrastinating stuff. It's like I have good intentions with things. I have good ideas, but I don't put them into action when I should. But live and learn. I'm learning more every day about life and what I should do, what I need to do, stuff like that. I'm learning everything. I'm learning something new every day. That's like a phrase that I learned when I was in elementary school. Like, you learn something new every day. Yes, you do. You definitely do. You might not think so. Maybe your life is boring. You wake up and do the same thing every day. Have a little routine, like the same thing, the same monotone thing. I don't know how you say that word. Monotonous. You live the same monotonous lifestyle every day. You do the same thing all the time. Nothing changes. Like, that's just boring. But you live a lifestyle like that, you still definitely learn something new every day, no matter what. Even if your life is boring, you learn something new every day. Yeah, pineapple upside down cake. So after work today, though, well, so I got up, ate some food that my mom made me, because I went home and stayed at my parents' place last night. And, that is a long drive. To just from my parents' place to my work is like around here in the middle of nowhere. We don't measure. We can't really measure miles per distance. We measure time and distance. So I can't tell you how many miles anything is gonna be. I can say, oh, this will be 10 minutes. So you go 10 minutes down this road, and then 5 minutes down that road, and then you're there. But to my parents' place, put this in perspective, is an hour and a half drive. Took me an hour and a half to get home last night, and an hour and a half to get to work today. So yeah, I could drive home every night, because I only work Monday through Thursday, and Monday through Thursday is like not a big deal. I work Monday night at 4:30 at night until 4 in the morning. So it's like almost 12 hours. It's 11 and a half hours pretty much. But I get lunch break, and then I get 2 15-minute breaks. So it totals out to be like 10 and a half hours, I guess, of actual like working. But when I'm on my breaks, I usually just go sit in my truck and listen to music, listen to the radio, check my Facebook, check my Snapchat, stuff like that. Eat some food, of course, it's break. You have to eat. It's about all I do. But Mondays, 4:30 p.m., 4 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday night, 4 o'clock at night, get done at 4:30, or Tuesday night, 4:30 at night, get there, and then get done at 4 in the morning. Wednesday night, get there at 4:30, work until 4 in the morning. Thursdays are kind of weird, because there's been like a shortage, I guess, of stuff to do, of stuff to build. I pretty much build houses, not like a whole house, but I build like the framework, like the wooden. I put together the wooden framework for a house. Like I build trusses. I don't know if you know what a truss is or trusses are, but it's like the wooden framework that goes into a house and barns. If you don't know what a barn is, I don't know. Google it. If you don't know what a truss is, if I didn't explain it well enough, Google it. Google will solve everything. Google has all the answers. On Google, if you look up a truss, you can find pictures of what they look like, all the different kinds. Like, there's pretty much with trusses, the possibilities are endless of what you can build, and what you can just pretty much whatever somebody can imagine, like whatever somebody can come up with. If you want it, we can build it pretty much. But yeah, Thursdays are weird. There's been a shortage lately of, I guess, people aren't building houses around this area anymore. Like, people aren't building businesses around here. And I've been kind of noticing that around this area in the middle of nowhere. Like, places are slowly dying, like dying out. Like, there's nobody wants to live in these small towns no more. Like, people that do live there, they're old, but like they're old. They're getting old, and like they have kids. They had kids, but their kids didn't want to stick around or whatever, and their kids moved on to bigger and better things or whatever, chase their dreams, and they moved to bigger cities, I guess. So I don't know what the deal is. It used to be really busy when I worked here before, because I worked at this place before I joined the Air Force, and I got out of the Air Force and sat around for like a month at home and just did nothing and hated my life, hated every single day. It was nice at first to get kind of a little bit of break, get some sleep, get some actual sleep. Like, whoa, I just saw a falling star. That was crazy. Um, yeah, it was nice to just get some sleep and catch up with old friends for a little bit. But then, after a couple days, I was just tired and sitting around and doing nothing. So I just figured, well, I'll go back to what I used to know how to do. I used to work there before and did a good job. Worked hard. This video is kind of boring so far, I think. I don't know what to talk about. Oh, where I'm sleeping at right now, okay? Where I'm staying the night at now, instead of going home. So there's a little place outside of town where I work down that minimum maintenance road that I was telling you about earlier. And, I'll drive down that a little ways. And then there's like a little spot in between these two trees that I'll park my truck. And like, I'm hearing things. It's like a little ditch approach thing I park into, and just jingling my keys. My bad. Just a little ditch. I'll park into here. I have a blanket and a pillow in the back of my truck. And the back of my truck, I can snuggle up in the back and I can fall asleep back there. That's where I sleep. That's where I spend the night sometimes during the week. Sometimes I have this friend that I'll stay at his place in town. He's got like a little apartment and he'll let me sleep on his couch or whatever, but we'll usually stay up until it's like daylight outside when the sun's coming out. And I get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep there. But kind of worried about this guy because I had this other friend that she's an older lady in her 50s, I think. And went over to her place last weekend, and it was last Friday. Nah, it was Thursday. Last Thursday, because I got off work on Thursday. Like I was saying, we never work Thursdays from like 4:30 to 4 in the morning. It's usually like 4:30 to like 10 at night 4:30 at night to 10 at night because we've been short of just stuff to build, so we get done with building everything we have to do and just go home after that. But yeah, I was over at her place last Thursday and we were getting drunk over there, me and my buddy that I usually stay at his place, and then this older lady. We went to her place, and we were over there, and I told her, oh, next week's my birthday, you should make some food. I don't know if I told her, like if I said if it was my idea that she should make food, or if it was my buddy's idea that she should make food, but either way, all in that time, she ended up putting down that this guy wanted baked macaroni and cheese, and I wanted stuffed peppers, which, if you've never heard of that, Google it. Stuffed peppers is pretty, I wouldn't say easy to make, but it's not hard. Baked macaroni and cheese, I don't know, like, I went over there today or I guess yesterday, and because it was my birthday, and like she said she was gonna make us all this food, stuffed peppers and baked macaroni and cheese. So I went over there and ate that, and but my buddy that sometimes I stay at his place was supposed to come over there today and was supposed to come eat this stuff, but she couldn't get a hold of him or whatever. He wouldn't answer his phone. And then I tried and I messaged him on Facebook and he never responded. So I don't know. I probably could have stayed over at his place tonight, but he didn't answer, so I'm not gonna go to his place and just barge in. I'm sure I don't know. Sometimes his door is unlocked. Sometimes it's locked. He lives in an apartment building, so, but yeah. Sometimes his door is locked, sometimes it's not. But, that's all about me at the time right now. My birthday was good. Work was good. Last night because last night was last night, but Monday night, work got kind of crazy. There was a guy, I think he's like 28 years old or so, and then there's this 20-year-old kid that's just started or whatever a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago, 2-3 weeks ago, I guess. And this like 28, 29-year-old guy got mad at this new guy. And this new guy was kind of like smarting off to this other guy. And so they get into they're all like shouting at each other and yelling, screaming. And I went to the bathroom, and when this was going on, I got out of the bathroom, And I just heard like while I was in the bathroom, I heard like yelling and shit and screaming, and I thought it was I was like, oh, it's probably just my coworker, one of my coworkers, like, because they have a radio that plays at work, and I was like, oh, it's probably just my coworker, because a lot of times he goes crazy when he hears some good like rock and roll music. He'll sit there and play air guitar for like 30 seconds and just ignore everything, or he'll start screaming and singing along to the songs. So I thought it was him, and I'm thinking nothing of it. And then 30 minutes later, like this new guy just ends up and just goes home and just leaves work at like 3 in the morning. It's like, oh man, like uh that's a topic I could get into right now. I've been working since I was 16 years old. The minimum age you can work where I am at right now in the middle of nowhere is 14 years old. You can start working a job at 14 years old. You can start and you can get your driver's license here at 14 years old. Like, that's young. That's super young. I wouldn't I mean, it's a farming kind of state. So I wouldn't really be too scared on the road, but I'd be kind of scared with like in the bigger cities in this state that some 14, 15-year-old kid could be driving, and it's like it could be very well their first time driving a vehicle or driving on the road, in the town or in the city. It's like sometimes my mind just wanders while I'm driving um to and from my parents' place sometimes to work. Like, what if, it's always what if you're driving down the road and then all of a sudden somebody in a big semi truck or somebody in a car or something just texting on their phone or calling somebody on the phone while they're driving or something, not paying attention, and just veers off into your lane and just head on crashes into you. It's like, it's scary. My mind just wanders like that sometimes. Never really had it happen to me, never seen it happen to anybody, but I mean, I'm sure it does. I'm sure like hundreds of people die probably every year from people that just don't pay attention to the road. But something I can get into though, and talk about this as a topic. And people like 14, okay, get sidetracked. I started work when I was 16 years old. I worked at a pig farm, like PIG, like a pig farm, raising hogs, making bacon. Nothing like a slaughter plant or nothing. It was all like a genetic place. They had thousands of pigs in the whole place, and I don't really want to go into specifics about that job, but it was disgusting. It was gross. not a lot of people could do that. And I did, because that was my first job. And I was just like, well, this is work. This is all about what work is. This is what hard work is. So I just did it. I didn't complain. And I ended up liking the place. I stayed there until I stayed there, I think, 3 years probably. I think it was about 3 years I worked there. And not like full time, because when I was 16 I was still in high school. But during the summers, all week I would work. I'll get some weekends off. Some weeks I would work. They had what they call a 10-day stretch, where you'd work 10 days in a row, and then you'd get 4 days off, which was kind of cool. But yeah. Or you'd work I think 6 days or something like that, and get 2 days off, 5 days on and 2 days off. But I worked a lot of weekends because I was 16, so it's not like I could go out and go to the bar or go drink or anything. I mean, I'm sure, like, I know when I was in high school, there was people that had parties at their garage or at their house that, but I never got invited to none of them. I was kind of a loser in high school. Didn't have a whole lot of friends. Stuck to myself, really. It's just, I still kind of do that to this day. And if anybody that's listening to this, if anybody ever meets me in person, I'm shy. I'm quiet until you get to know me, or until I get to know you, I guess. Just all you gotta do to get around that with me is just ask me a lot of questions. Ask me about anything. I will answer. But if you're just like, oh, hey, how's your day going? Good. Like, what else am I supposed to say? Oh, it's going good. How's your day going? Oh, my day is good. Thanks for asking. End of conversation right there. Like, I don't vibe with people like that. If you ask me stuff, just ask me anything, and then eventually just find some kind of common ground, some kind of common interest, and then I'll talk your ear off nonstop. It's like what I'm doing with this YouTube thing. I'm just tired of talking to myself. I want other people to listen about the thoughts that I think, that, stuff that goes through my head. So I worked at the pig farm. Told you about that. After the pig farm, I was at the pig farm still. Graduated high school, I was still working at the pig farm. Didn't apply to college because I grew up, my parents were really super poor. And I could probably go on into that in this video, but I don't really want to, I guess. If you want me to say, like, I can talk about it, but I'd rather not right now, because it just take too much time. But pretty much I just lived in trailer houses and got kicked out of trailer houses. Just stuff like that. I wasn't born into wealth like a lot of people. I wasn't born rich. I've had to work for, like, literally everything that I own, everything that I have. And I've learned the true value of a dollar, and I've learned that, money is money, and it doesn't like bring happiness. If you have money, it's not gonna make you happy. It's people that, it's just the things that you do. You live your own life and stuff, and money ain't everything. That's not everything. You can get in a lot of nice things with money, but it's just the feeling of accomplishment for me right now that I thrive on, growing up with not a lot of money, that it's like I got to the point where I don't ever want to go back to the way things were. I want to just keep going, keep growing, building myself up, And if it and I'm not saying like I want to be like rich. I'm not saying I want to have millions of dollars. I'm just saying I want to have enough money so I can buy my own food, and buy enough food, like actual good food to eat, and go out to eat at restaurants once in a while, because that's definitely something I never got to do as a kid. I never got to go out anywhere because my parents were too poor to take us out anywhere. But my mom busted her. Can't say. I don't want to swear on YouTube because I'm afraid that if I do, they're gonna like kick me off or something, or ban this video or something, or like ban me off YouTube. So I don't want to swear. I mean, I have in this video already, probably, I'm sure, but I don't want to say. But my mom worked hard. My mom worked really hard. For like everything, through it all. My mom had worked. My mom had worked hard for everything for us. My dad, I don't know. That's a it's an iffy subject. It's up to speculation, I guess. I can't really say too much on it. I'm sure he had good intentions, but it didn't work out what he had planned. But every job that I've ever had, so I worked at the pig farm. I was going back to that. I was graduate high school, didn't apply to college. I applied to college when I was 19, I think. I kind of like, there's people out there that they'll like take a gap year or something like that out of, once they graduate high school, they'll take a year off or whatever, and then they'll go to college. But I remember when I was in high school, my English teacher was saying, well, my English teacher was the guidance counselor too, I guess, kind of, which was weird because it was a small school, so each teacher did their own thing, kind of. They taught whatever, and then they had another thing that they do. Like, the English teacher was the guidance counselor. The band teacher was everything. She did band and chorus. The history teacher was a football coach. The science teacher was the principal of the school. Um, the math teacher was the basketball coach and the golf coach. Not when I was in high school, but now that I'm hearing stuff from when I've gotten out, was they started a shop class, which would have been nice when I was in high school, but this school was so small that they didn't offer it. They didn't have a shop program to like teach you how to build stuff, teach you how to use power tools, stuff like that. Which would have been nice because my dad really didn't teach me a whole lot of that stuff. I don't want to like talk about my dad really in like a bad way like that, but it's just the way it was, I guess. It's the way it is. But yeah, I guess they have a shop program now, and that's taught too by the computer teacher. The whatever typing and learning different programs and all that. So yeah, this school was small, but I remember the guidance counselor telling the English teacher, guidance counselor lady, she was telling us that if you take a year off after high school, and you got to stay committed, because if you don't, like, it's really easy to fall off and forget about going to college like you originally wanted to. It's hard. You will forget about it, and you probably won't do it if you take a year off. And I believe that, but I took a year off and I applied to college. I got accepted into college. I didn't go because I don't have the money for that. Student loans, yes, but I don't want to be 30 I don't want to be in my 30s paying off loans to the government, you know? It's just, no, not for me. My older brother's doing it right now, and he has credit cards, and his credit cards are maxed out. He's got student loans to pay for. He's spending more money than what he's making for a good degree, but he's going the wrong way about it. Like, if you're going to go to college and get a degree in something, get a good degree in something good that you'd like to do, but find a good employer that will take care of you for that degree. The place he's at now, I worked there. It was a cheese factory. I made cheese. You ever look at if you know about Doritos chips, look at the back of the package. Look at the ingredients. You will see it's like the number one or two, the third, I don't know, first, second, or third ingredient says Romano cheese. I made that. I made Romano cheese. I made Parmesan cheese, Asiago cheese, Fontina cheese. I think I'm forgetting about one, but I think that's about it. I think that's it. But I'm sure I'm forgetting one, but whatever. We also made a kosher cheese, which was basically they hired a rabbi to come into this cheese place and push a button when they're making it. And that's all he did. I don't know, he probably like said a prayer or something when he pushed his button, but he blessed the cheese or something. I don't know. But that was like a scam. It seemed like a huge scam. And I know they paid that guy very well. because he talked about it sometimes. Yeah, I worked at this cheese factory when I turned 18. Still working at the pig farm at the time. And at the pig farm, they wanted me to go part-time, which would be like a huge cut in my hours, because it's the end of the summer, I guess. So they're like, oh, we want you to switch to part-time so we can pay you less per hour. Pretty much how it was. If I would have went full-time, when I turned 18 too, you get like an extra $3 an hour, which is nice if you were 18 and if you were full-time. So that's why they wanted me to go part-time, so they didn't have to give me a raise. So at that point, I was like, well, I'm gonna go work at this cheese factory. I suppose I could work here part-time, but I'm gonna be at this cheese factory most of the time, most of the other time when I'm not working, so. And the cheese factory was a lot more money per hour. It was a lot more hours. A lot more money per hour, and just better in general. Yes, I probably worked a lot harder, but that was good for me. So then I left the pig farm eventually, but for a while there, I was working weekends at the pig farm and weeks, Monday through Friday, at the cheese plant. I literally, I had no life. I would work all day, go home, sleep, go back to work. That's all I did. I never had any days off. If I did, I'd have like one day off, like every other week, every other weekend. Not at all during the week. Never had any days off during the week. It was always just like a Saturday or Sunday I'd have a day off. And on my days off, I would just sleep. Just had no life. But I made a lot of money. And then eventually I just ended up leaving the pig farm, going to the cheese plant. Like, I was already full-time there, so I just left the pig farm and went to the cheese plant and worked at the cheese plant for a while. Left that place. Went and left that place when I was 20. Started there when I was 18. I was almost 21 when I left. So, I mean, I worked there 2.5 years exactly at that cheese plant. And at the pig farm, I worked there when I was 16. Probably about 3 years, I'd say. I think I said that earlier, that I worked there for 3 years before. What else? This video is already 54 minutes long. This is ridiculous. I'm talking way too long to myself. What else? Let's talk about some news, current events, I guess. Well, earlier I was saying about this kid at work, how he got into a fight with that other guy or whatever, they yelling at each other and stuff, and I just noticed every job pretty much that I've ever had, all these other people that are like my age or younger, they don't want to work. Like, they're lazy. They don't know how to work. It's like a lot of them kids, they just get things handed to them from such an early age that it's like that's just ingrained in them, that's what they grew up with. So they expect handouts. They expect people to just help them with whatever they need, but eventually you got to grow up and realize this is real life. This is your life. Might have been cool with your parents giving you whatever, but once you start working for a living, you have to realize that it's all on you now. It's up to you. You are the gatekeeper to your own destiny. Yeah, this is gonna be like over an hour long. This is gonna be an hour-long video. I feel sorry for anybody that's actually still listening to this. Shout out to whoever's still listening to this. Thank you a lot. It means a lot. I don't know. I didn't really want it to be this long. I don't know how long is a good how good a length, how long is a good length of a video thing that you're just listening to. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to shorten this up or something, but I'm just gonna keep talking. It's a lot of stuff on my mind, I guess. Yeah, I'm about to wrap this video up pretty soon, though. We'll just go into some current events about the news, whatever's going on in the world right now. So, there was two, what do you call it, mass shootings. And, one was in El Paso, Texas, at a Walmart. The other one was in Dayton, Ohio, at downtown, I guess. I didn't hear too much about this one in Ohio. It was like a downtown area. And then it was a week before that, I guess, last weekend or something, at some garlic festival in California. There was another guy who shot and killed, like, I don't know how many people. The one in El Paso, Texas was crazy because this guy just walked into a Walmart and killed like 20 people and wounded like a lot more, wounded like 39 or 40 more or something like that. And then the one in Ohio, the guy shot and killed like 9 people, wounded a couple more in less than a minute. And he got stopped because the police, I don't know if the cops were around that area, or I'm guessing they were just around the area and they saw this guy that was doing this and just took him out. But that ended up in not really a firefight, I guess, with guns, but the shooter of whoever was shooting people in Ohio, he ended up dying because the cops shot him to death or whatever. But the guy in Texas, after he shoots and kills like 20 people, he like drops his gun or whatever and just goes, like, goes away, living another day. After he just took like 20 lives, you're going to go live another day and going into the cops, going into jail. It's just so messed up, man. The way, and I see so many people talking about this all over Facebook, and it's just a back and forth war against left and right politics. Ban guns, don't ban guns, like conceal carry, all that. It's I I don't even I don't vote. I didn't vote for anybody ever. I really don't pay attention to politics, and I don't really care to. It's just one of those things. I hate talking to people about it because I really don't know, and I really don't care. I really don't want to talk about politics with anybody. It's just it's a no for me. Don't come around me speaking gibberish, talking about politics or what political side you are. No. Forgot what I was even talking about. It sounds like someone's coming down this road. I don't know if it's because this road's kind of close to the highway, so probably somebody's going down the highway. But yeah, politics, no. Don't come up to me and talk about that. I'm not interested. I don't want to hear about it. But for real, something needs to be done with these people. Not these people. That sounds bad. Something just needs to be done. I don't. Nobody knows what should be done. Nobody has the answers like that. Um, and those two people that did that over the weekend, they were young. I think one of them was like 20, and the other one's he's like 21, 22. That's just crazy. But yeah, I suppose this video has been over an hour long now, so I have to go. I'm going to go to sleep. I will catch you guys in the next video, probably tomorrow morning.